Let's be real for a minute. I know what your hands look like at the end of the day. They are dry, they smell like bleach, and they hurt. You spend 8, maybe 10 hours a day making other people's lives beautiful. You scrub their toilets, you fold their expensive sheets, you pick up toys their kids left on the floor. You see how they live. You see the big fridges full of food, the calm, the quiet of a house that isn't worrying about the electric bill, and then you clock out. You get in your car, and maybe that check engine light is staring back at you. You drive home, and the knot in your stomach tightens because you know rent is due in 3 days, and you are still short. It is the worst feeling in the world. Being surrounded by wealth all day, but going home to survival mode. You work harder than anyone I know. Housekeeping is brutal, physical labor. But society tries to tell you that because you don't wear a suit, because you don't sit in an office, you aren't smart with money. They say you can't get ahead. They tell you that saving $10,000 is a fantasy for people like us. Stop listening to them right now. I am here to tell you that is a lie. I am going to show you exactly how a housekeeper, someone doing the exact same job as you, earning the exact same kind of money, managed to save $10,000 in one single year. She didn't win the lottery. She didn't get a massive raise. She didn't marry a rich guy. She did it with the money she was already making. She did it with the tips she used to spend on coffee and fast food without thinking. She used a system called cash stuffing. You might have heard of it on TikTok, seen those fancy binders with the glitter and the perfectly painted nails. Forget that. We aren't doing this for the aesthetic. We are doing this for survival. We are doing this to buy your freedom. Cash stuffing isn't a game. It is the only way to stop your money from disappearing. When you swipe a card, the money feels like magic. It doesn't feel real. You swipe, you get the stuff, you leave. But when you have to physically count out $20 bills that you scrubbed floors to earn, and you have to hand them over, that changes you. That wakes you up. The housekeeper I'm talking about, let's call her Maria, was exactly where you are. She was drowning. She had credit card debt. She had zero savings. If her car broke down, she couldn't get to work, which meant she couldn't get paid, which meant she would lose her apartment. That is the trap. That is the edge of the cliff we walk on every single day. One bad day, one flat tire, and it's over. Maria decided she was done living on the edge. She was done being scared. The first thing she did, and this is the first thing you need to do right now, is stop hiding. You have to look at the mess. I know it hurts. I know you want to throw the bills in a drawer and pretend they don't exist. But you can't clean a room if you don't turn the lights on. You have to sit down at your kitchen table tonight, not tomorrow. Tonight, take out every single bill, the rent, the lights, the phone, the minimum payment on that credit card you used for Christmas presents 3 years ago. Write it all down. Most people fail because they guess. They think, oh, I spend about $100 on groceries. No, you don't. You spend $200 because you grab snacks when you're tired. You spend $50 on takeout because you're too exhausted to cook after cleaning a mansion all day. This system, this cash stuffing, it catches all those leaks. It puts walls around your money so it can run away from you. We're going to take that cash you earn, especially the tips, the side job money, the cash that usually vanishes into thin air, and we are going to give every single dollar a job. No more, I don't know where it went. Maria saved $10,000 not by making 6 figures, but by controlling the $40,000 she did make. She treated her household like a business. And you are the CEO of your house. It doesn't matter if you live in a trailer, an apartment, or a room you rent from a cousin. That is your empire. And it is time to fortify it. Are you ready to stop feeling invisible? Are you ready to look at your bank account and see a comma? It starts with the envelope system, but we are going to do it the blue-collar way. No fluff, just results. Let me break down exactly how she set this up step by step so you can start this pay period. Here is the raw truth about the cash stuffing method. It only works if you stop trusting your brain and start trusting the envelopes. Your brain will lie to you. Your brain will say, I have enough to buy this pizza. I'll just put it back on payday. That is a trap. The envelope does not lie. When the envelope is empty, you are done. You are eating rice and beans until the next check. It sounds harsh, but that discipline is the only thing standing between you and homelessness. So how did Maria actually stack $10,000? She didn't just save random change. She had a strategy. Step 1 is the setup. Do not go to Amazon and buy a $20 binder. You don't have $20 to waste on plastic. Go to the dollar store, get a box of plain white envelopes, or use Ziploc bags. It doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters what is inside. You are going to write 4 main categories on these envelopes. Number 1, the 4 walls. That is your rent, your lights, your water, and your basic groceries. Number 2, transportation, gas, insurance, and this is crucial, car repairs. Number 3, debt. If you owe money, you need to attack it. And number 4, the Freedom Fund. This is your savings. This is the $10,000. Now, here is the secret for housekeepers, servers, and anyone who gets tips or cash. This is where Maria won. Most people put their paycheck in the bank and spend their cash tips on daily stuff. A Red Bull, a sandwich, a toy for the kid. Maria flipped it. She lived off her paycheck for the bills, but every single dollar of cash she touched, every tip, every side job, every extra 20 she found went straight into the Freedom Fund envelope. She pretended that cash didn't exist. Let's do the math, because numbers don't have feelings. To save $10,000 in a year, you need to save about $192 a week. I know, I can hear you saying, Sarah, I don't have an extra $192. But listen, Maria didn't either. But she realized that one extra house cleaning on a Saturday morning paid $150. Plus, she cut her grocery bill by cooking in bulk on Sundays, saving another $40. There is your $190. She stopped looking at her job as just cleaning. She started looking at every house she cleaned as a brick in her own house. Every toilet she scrubbed was another $20 toward her freedom. When you cash stuff, you take that money out of the bank, you physically hold it, you put the rent money in the rent envelope and you seal it. You don't touch it. It's gone. It's safe. Then the magic happens with the sinking funds. You know your car is going to break. It's an old car. It's not a surprise. So every week you put $20 in the car repair envelope. When the alternator dies in 6 months, you don't panic. You don't put it on a credit card with 25% interest. You open the envelope, you pay the mechanic cash, and you drive away. That feeling of not panicking, that is what being rich feels like. You don't need $1 million to feel rich. You just need to not be afraid of a $300 emergency. Maria told me the hardest part was the first month. It feels weird paying with cash. People look at you. You feel like you're taking too long at the checkout, counting bills. Let them look. Let them judge. They are swiping credit cards they cannot pay off. You are paying with real money you actually own. There is dignity in that. There is power in that. But there is one major trap that catches almost everyone in the beginning. And if you fall into it, you will drain those envelopes in a week. I need to warn you about the fake emergency, because this is what keeps people poor. The fake emergency is the enemy. It disguises itself as a need, but it is actually just an inconvenience or a want. Your kid getting invited to a birthday party and needing a gift, that is not an emergency. That is an event you didn't plan for. Running out of shampoo, not an emergency. Ordering pizza because you are too tired to cook, definitely not an emergency. When you dip into your savings for these things, you are stealing from your future self. You are stealing from the woman who wants to retire one day. Maria made a rule. The Freedom Fund envelope was for true disasters only: blood, fire, or eviction. Everything else, if there was no money in the fund envelope, the answer was no. This is the part that hurts. You have to say no to your kids sometimes. You have to say no to your friends. No, we can't go to the movies. No, I can't chip in for the gift. It feels shameful. I know it does. But remember why you are doing this. You are saying no today so you can say yes to a college education later. You are saying no to a Happy Meal now so you can say yes to a house with a backyard in 5 years. By month 6, Maria's stack of cash was getting thick. She had $3,000 sitting in her safe. For the first time in her life, she walked with her head up. When her boss, the lady in the big house, complained about a scratch on the floor, Maria didn't feel that panic of "I'm going to get fired." She thought, "I have $3,000, I will be okay." Money is not just paper. Money is confidence. It changes how you let people treat you. By the end of the year, she hit the mark. $10,000. It was sitting right there on her kitchen table. She took a picture of it, not to post on Instagram, but to remind herself that she did that. The woman who scrubs floors, the woman society ignores, built a fortress of $10,000. And here's the beautiful part. She didn't stop. Once you learn this, you can't unlearn it. She started investing. She started looking at buying her own equipment to start her own cleaning business. Instead of working for an agency, that $10,000 wasn't just savings. It was her seed money. It was her ticket out of the cycle. You can do this. I don't care if you make minimum wage. I don't care if you have debt. Start with one envelope. Start with $5. Just start. The system works if you work it. The envelopes don't judge you. They just hold your money until you are ready to build your life. So here's your homework for this week. Get the envelopes, write the names on them, and on your next payday, withdraw the cash. Feel it in your hands, feel the weight of your hard work, and promise yourself that you will not let it slip away anymore. If you are ready to take control, if you are ready to be the CEO of your life, I want you to type freedom in the comments below. Let me know you are with me. Let's build this wealth, one envelope at a time. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.